The Lunaverse. Tales told from the Hearth. Lunaverse by Rainbow Double Dash. Hearthwarming Special by yours truly. Chapter 5. The most wonderful time of the year. Carrot Top. I can see really getting into the gift-giving season. A lot. Probably look forward to this almost as much as I do. Oh, I hate this holiday! Muttered Carrot Top as she walked to the library. Chuckling a little, she shook her orange mane and replied, No, you don't. Not really. You just hate the shopping part of it. A sigh escaped her lips as she brought out a small list from her pocket and gave it another read-through. Lyra and Bonbon, check. Charity, check. Ditzy, check. Dicky, check. Raindrops, check. Trixie, not check. For Farmer's Guild, see other side. Okay, so you guys are probably wondering about this particular order and if there was any meaning behind it. Technically, yeah. It was, who did I have the easiest time coming up with ideas for? Carrot Top and Charlie were the hardest. Which was surprising with Charlie, since I love her second best almost as much as I love Bonbon. Lyra. But for some odd reason, I had a little trouble actually coming up with hers, which is why hers is about to be so short. A tired sigh left her as she put away the paper, knowing she had one pony left on her list. Sure, she loved seeing the smile on her friends when she brought them gifts, but being the element of generosity and a really good friend to the most of the farmers of Plainville meant you had to tend to give multiple gifts and try your best to be even between each one to try to show how you're not playing favorites. This is why she chose to limit herself to one gift per pony, and this year, this included one great and powerful mare. A smile slowly crept past onto her face as she neared Goldilocks' library and her long-sought prize within. This is actually kind of based off of my own personal experience. A lot of times when I'm out Christmas shopping, I try to even it out. So if somebody's got 2 gifts, I try to get 2 gifts for my other family members. I really, really get into this part of the year. Opening the door to the library, she remembered when she and the other bears had discovered a book that was published early that month. The Longest Day, Birth of Harmony. They later discovered that this book was written about them and how they became bears. Once she had found out about that book, she knew she had to buy it and keep its existence a secret from Trixie till Hearthwarming Eve so she could give it to as a gift. Of course, she and the other bears had their own copy, but she was a little afraid to give the book to Trixie. Her ego will become the size of a small sun, she whispered to herself. Oh, hello, Carrot Top, Twilight said, walking away from the kitchen. I was just about to close the library for business today, so you made it just in time. I'm so glad, the yellow mare said, smiling. Is the book I ordered in? Twilight nodded. Yes, but I thought you already had a copy. I do, but it's a Hearthwarming Eve present, Carrot replied. Twilight's ears drooped a little. Oh, I see. Just give me a second. Carrot nodded and stood there waiting for Twilight to bring out the book. In the meantime, she brought out her copy and began to look at the cover. It was exaggerated, to say the least. They got our coats, manes, and kitty marks right. Carrot said sheepishly with a giggle. On the cover, the bears stood on a rocky mountain type, while Chrono's eyes stared at them from behind. Trixie stood on top of the mountain, her mane flowing behind, and in one hoof a mystic tome of glowing power, while she threw out a lightning bolt with the other hoof. Lyra stood behind Trixie, holding Bonbon like a lover close, protectively, while the baby surf pony looked scared. Next to Lyra stood Ditzy, holding a baby Dicky, and looking on with eyes that looked like she was looking to Trixie for guidance. On Trixie's right was Raindrops, with enough muscles to put Big Mac to shame, and eyes that seemed to be on fire. On the bottom of the cliff was Charlie, with big glasses, and holding a ruler above her head like a sword, while Carrot Top herself was holding a shawl, and looking worried about the battle ahead. So, how much of that book is true? Asked Twilight, as he brought the book to Carrot. Did you really fight off against the Timber Wolf to get Lyra's cure before she died? What about Sakura? Was she really torturing Raindrops to get the location of the others before you came to save her? At least they got my coat right. Chuckled Carrot as she shook her head. I have no idea where to write all these ideas. I mean, some of it is flattering, like calling me the generous flower of unfathomable wit, but there are some things I have no idea where you got it. Like the part where Lyra had to tame a Hydra to fight the Sirens. Okay, I just love doing things like that where people become so legendary that they don't even realize it. Because sometimes I'm curious about how certain stories play out in certain universes. Like, for instance, in DC Comics lore, Superman has his own comic. Heck, Superman is even mentioned that he has all this merchandise and he gives all of it away to charity. In the Marvel Comics universe, the Marvel Comics company is there. And whenever I hear stories like that, I wonder how they do certain things like tell their story or do things like costume identities and all that rot. It's actually kind of fun to think about. Oh, and Cap even served as an artist for his own comic book. How cool is that? So, I had to pull this off. Also, that book cover is similar to the ones that featured the main six. Twilight Giggles shook her head. Well, I knew the author took some liberties with the story. Creative liberties, But still, it doesn't hurt to ask about the true story from someone who lived it. Besides, it makes it all the more fascinating and makes the fake story better. Maybe, Kara admitted, trying to hide her blush. She placed the book back into her pouch. She noticed the lacquer decorations around the library. Did you forget to decorate this year? Oh, no, I didn't. It's just that I don't know if Shiny and my parents are coming to visit it this year. Since I spent most of the past few years traveling alone, not really celebrating, I don't think they'll be coming here to spend time with a criminal. The old farmer frowned a somber mood at the unicorn. Then widened her eyes in shock itself. Oh my goodness, Twilight, I just remembered I forgot to bring a book I borrowed here a few days ago. Oh, I hope I didn't lose it. It's okay, Carrot. Since it's library property, maybe I can help you find it? Asked Twilight, knowing the rules of her house arrest allowed it. Oh, thank you, Twilight! Exclaimed Carrot. I think I might have lost it when I was at the local Bonds but Nobel bookstore just a few blocks away. Maybe we should check that out. Twilight nodded. Let me get my coat and I'll be there. She then used her magic to pick up her scarf and coat and allowed the Carrot to walk out the door. About half an hour later, the farmer and librarian made their way to the small bookstore. Twilight's eyes widened at the small treasure trove of books that laid out before her. Wow, to think you were able to set all this up in a few days. Carrot smiled. I guess it was to send the housewarming rest. Now, how about you go that way, and I'll head to the fictional section to see if I can't find that book. Well, okay, Science said, looking ahead at some of the non-fiction books, taking a note of a few. Carrot, for her part, watched Twilight carefully as she went down some of the aisles, taking note of every time the unicorn stopped to look at a book, or took some interest in one. After a while looking up and down the store with Twilight, Carrot ran back to her. Well, I don't think it's here. Maybe I left it at Shikiki Corner. Are you sure? I see the inside of that. I'm pretty positive. Wait outside for me, and then we can head there, Carrot said, pushing Twilight out the door. Well, okay! The unicorn squeaked as she was pushed out the door of the bookstore. After waiting for a few minutes, she watched as Carrot came out with a few bags in her mouth. What are those? Oh! The Carrot dusted and muffled. She quickly put away the bag into her pouches. Last minute shopping. Come on, maybe we can see Sugar Cube Corner before it closes. Twilight nodded, quickly following Carrot to the gingerbread-shaped building. Once entering it, the smell of gingerbread and frosting filled the air, along with the fizzing of a pink pony, placing herself face to face with Twilight. Hey-ya! No! Twilight screamed, backing up a little, shocked at the appearance of the pink mare. Look at the Sugar Cube Corner. Sorry these cakes aren't here right now. They're in the back making their awesome out once in a while here. Gingerbread cows. They need absolute quiet, and Carrot needs to get that doll of frosting off his nose. You're so silly with it on. Piggy giggled as she walked back behind the corner and looked at the two ponies. So, what can I see you for? If you people have been following this channel since, ever, you'll note that that's a reference to the first live read on this channel. A sweet taste of cake. Well, Twilight began, but was interrupted by Carrot. 2 holiday specials, please, the opponent said, taking a bit turning to Twilight. Why not sit down for a bit, and I'll ask Pinky about the book. Watching Twilight nod and walk off, the orange fire turned to Pinky. Pinky, we have a custody emergency at the library. Go to it. As those words entered Pink Bear's head, her blue eyes shot open as she let out a gasp. A custody emergency! I'm on it! And like that, she took the bins from Carrot and ran out the door of the building, cannon in tow. Why was she dragging a cannon with her? Twilight asked, eyebrow arts. It's best not to ask, giggled Carrot, as he gave Twilight a muffin with hot chocolate and red-green sprinkles on both. Let's just enjoy the meal together and talk. Carrot smiled as he began to munch slightly on the muffin. Great, we can talk about the differences between you in the book and you in real life, Twilight said, a smile coming to her as she brought out a pen. Let's hold off on that. I'm not really not interesting, Carrot said sheepishly. An hour passes between the two mares, more than enough for the hot chocolate to vanish from the cups, and the muffins become nothing more than a tasty memory between the two of them. Leaving the table and the building with a smile on their faces, the two ponies made their way back to the library. You know, sometimes I look at some of the spelling mistakes I do, and I remind myself, this is why I have other people edit. Maybe thinking at the library might help me find my book, Kirsten was shy. Twilight nodded, looking ahead. Maybe. I mean, it would be horrible to lose a good book that you liked. Yes, it would. Carrot nodded as the two entered near the library. A smirk came to her as Twilight opened the door and let out a giant gasp. Oh my Luna, look at all this, Twilight said, walking to the library, her eyes wide in shock. Looking all over the book-laying building, the tree looked like a Christmas bomb had exploded inside it. Gardens, wreaths, and lights encircled the main room with several different lamps. In the center was a large tree with more decorations and branches. That's just the way I like my trees. Overly decorated and the green nearly invisible. But how? When? A few minutes ago. And I've known it's best not to question Pinky, giggled the carrot farmer as she walked to the library inside. She then took a look to the nearby shelf. And look! Here was my book the entire time. Twilight's eyes shot up at this, turning her head slowly as the gears began to click together. Wait, you mean... Carrot quickly interrupted her by giving her a book. This is for you. Don't open it tomorrow, and these, she said, handing 2 more book-shaped packages, are for your family should they visit from you. Don't tell them who bought it, just let them know it was from you. But you... I know, but... She then smiled warmly at the unicorn, putting a hoof on her shoulder. This is my way of saying, look at the Ponyville. Please enjoy your first hot swarming here. Here's to many more. I know I never needed to, but I want to. Tears tried to escape from her eyes as Twilight wrapped her hose around Karen and gave her new friend a hug. Oh, thank you. I don't know if I could... She was interrupted by a knock. It's open! She turned to see who was at the door. Her smile put Pinky to shame. Phew! That snow out there is a killer. I could barely find this place. The white unicorn said as he walked to the door smiling. Shining! Twilight squealed as he ran to her BBBFF and almost tackled him to the ground to hug. Hey, Twilight! Shining chuckled, hugging Twilight hard. I only have a few hours to spend here with you before I go back on duty. But I'll make those few hours some of the best that you had. You already did, Twilight said, hugging her brother again. So engrossed was she in her brother's company, she did not see Carrot to leave the library. Twilight Spock, Carrot said to herself, leaving out the library and marking off the new name on her list. And she looked at another name and took that last one off. Odd Trixie. It really is the most wonderful time of the year. As I said on the author's notes, you should see the main version of that book. It's got Fluttershy wrestling a dragon, a breakup in the chapter between the friendship, a romance between Rarity and a royal guard. And you want to know what the hardest scene for me to write throughout this entire story? not having Pinky think of Twilight as her best friend. Because th- that just kind of slipped up there. I mean, I'm so used to writing this group of friends so close together that it's kind of odd for me not to do it. Chapter 6, All I Want for Heartswarming. Chili would. Well, she would. Wonder what a teacher would do on a few weeks with no foals to work with. Okay, Trixie was speaking my opinion of just what was I going to do for Cheerilee. And that is what I hope to get for Heartswarming this year, Alula said, finishing the last report of the class day. Thank you, Alula. Smiled cheerily as he finished clapping with the class. Now, since that report for today, that also means class is just about over. I could let you all out 5 minutes early to enjoy your heartswarming break, but I think I could keep you for a few more minutes. The Magenta Mare smiled, listening to groans and moans from her charges. Then she looked at all of them, threw her hose up. Just kidding. Class dismissed. With that, the flow of children was unleashed from the schoolhouse and into the wide world. Magenta Earth Pony let loose a big sigh as she watched the flood dissipate and leave. Though it was true that she looked forward to the end of the day as much as any pony, she still loved her work immensely and still felt a little down to watch the entire class leave and make the one-room schoolhouse empty once more. Taking the papers into her hose, she smiled a little, wondering how sad she was going to be when the foals were all done with her classes, to leave her school for the big wide world. Sticking her head out to saddening thoughts, she looked at the papers. What I was once for heartwarming. What would I write? I want a chance to become truly great and powerful, to wield the magic of the ages, and to use it to bring the audiences wide. Able to bring the foals everywhere my magic, and lessons to make them all smile with my power. All to amaze and shock them all. There, waiting in the rings, would be my handsome assistant, wanting to help me at a moment's notice. The Magenta Pony giggled to herself as he put the papers into her satchel and walked out the door. Then I guess Trixie would end up becoming the element of laughter. What a weird world would that be? Trixie is laughter. But then, what would the others be? Trixie? As laughter? I think that universe is pretty cool. She shook her head and continued to walk outside toward her house to put away her papers. Put out the holly, put up the tree before it falls again. Hang up the stocking, 'cause we need a little heartswarming. Cheerilee stopped herself in her tracks for a few moments, looking up at the falling snow. Okay, now I know this isn't how the music goes. Wasn't there a few more layers before that one? Oh well. She sighed looking to the building as he was walking by, noting the music store. Maybe that's what I need for heartswarming. What I want for heartswarming is to be able to sing perfectly, able to woo them all with my song and dance, able to bring the mood of any place up with my song and bring ponies to tears with song. But then, I would get bogged down with so many music offers I wouldn't be able to do my teaching job. Said the Earth Pony, before looking up at the old hospital, Lone and Trust. Another sweet taste of cake reference, people. Granted, the original owner died years ago. The building still had an intimidating feeling about it. Or maybe all I want for heartswarming is a lot of bits. For heartswarming, all I want so much cats I never had to teach again. Then I could lord all my money over throughout the land, buying every stallion to become my slave. But then I wouldn't miss teaching. Cheerilee sadly mused, looking at her looming house. Nearby, she could hear a tiger argue with her parents, bringing back memories of her teenage years. As she listened, she began to think. Yes, I could have all of that. But what I really think I want for heartswarming, slowly she opened the door and walked in, is for all my friends to be happy. Like I said, yeah, this story was a little short because, well, I couldn't do it. For some odd reason, Shirley was harder to write for, even though she's my second favorite. I'm guessing that's because, well, I couldn't come up with anything that would make sense. I'm also guessing that was because at this point I was only about 10 episodes in with the live reads. Last chapter. Chapter 7. Here's where it all comes together. We see the other 5 girls living their lives. I wanted to establish that so that way we can see what Trixie's been thinking. But in the same way, there was a common theme. All 5 of them were still thinking of Trixie. Old friends, dear friends. And now we come back to me, drinking, bored, and all alone on one of the best times of the year. Trixie said, taking her one last look at her empty bottle and setting it aside. Giving herself a good stretch on the couch, she relaxed and began to sway a foreleg forward longly on the ground. It is the season of the heart, a special time of caring, the ways of love made clear. It is the season of the spirit. The message is, if we hear it, is make it last all year. As the last lyric left Trixie's lips, she looked at the clock and sighed. I guess I should turn. Well, she was interrupted by a series of knocks at the door. Eyebrow raised in curiosity. The mayor walked to the door and opened it to reveal a little snowy unicorn with a small hat. Trixie cocked her head to the sight, and the unicorn followed. Then Trixie cocked to the other side, and the unicorn mimicked the movement. Trixie then raised her head in the air, until the unicorn did the same, laying on a high pitch, Happy Hearthwarming, Trixie! Dizzy walked into the house, snow lightly melting off of her. P.S. This is based off of that Campbell's soup commercial.
Sorry about this, Trixie, but the moment we got to your house, a ton of snow fell on Dinky. Then she wanted to open the door looking like that.
Dizzy giggled as he walked in, bags filled to the brim.
Dinky, put the presents under the tree, then head to the kitchen. Okay, Mama,
Dinky said, the last of the snow melting off her, as he placed 2 packages under the tree. Then, taking off her hat, trotted into the kitchen.
Oh, and don't worry, I brought all my useful baking tools and ingredients,
Dizzy said, skipping into the kitchen as she hummed to herself.
But, Dizzy, what are you?
Trixie was interrupted by another knock on the door. As he opened it, she was surprised to find a beige earth pony and a mint green unicorn at the door.
Now, you see, Lyra, I told you she wouldn't have that many decorations in here.
Bonbon complained, walking into the room. Looking around, she smiled.
Don't worry, Trixie. I brought a few decorations from our house to help out.
Lyra gave Trixie a hug as she walked in.
Sorry about that, Trixie.
She just loves to decorate almost as much as she loves baking. And with that, she walked into the room, magic levitating gifts in tow. As she walked past Bonbon, she did not notice her mayor friend hanging up the mistletoe.
Bonbon smiled as he hung up the mistletoe. And there we are. One mistletoe fresh for the kissing. Okay,
said Dinky, and please skipping up to Bonbon. Kissed her cheek before heading to the kitchen.
I meant from...
A depressed sigh came from the airplane.
Never mind. But, what about?
Another knock on the door interrupted the blue mare as he went to the door.
Phew! When we Ponyfield Pegasite make it snow, we make it snow!
Chuckling, raindrops walked into the residency with a few packages in her bags. She then hugged Trixie and walked in.
Hey, it's Dizzy making heartwarming muffins? Well, yes, but...
Another knock on the door brought a small crowd for the unicorn.
I swear to Luna, I'm not going to get a word in edgewise around here!
As the door opened, Carrot walked in with a small collection of bags in front of her.
Is to help?
Trixie sighed and used her master to keep the tall tower heavily.
4 feet ahead, into the left.
Thank you, Carrot Top said, struggling to keep the tower balanced and safe while she made her way to the tree. Before Trixie could close the door again, she stopped herself and waited for the arrival of...
Hello, Tilly. Tree is that way. Oh, thank you,
the resident Earth Pony said with a smile. Then she reached in her bag and pulled out 2 bottles. I also brought some eggnog for us all. Some normal for Dinky, and some lace with an old friend of yours. Trixie smiled and licked her lips at the thought of bourbon and laced eggnog being served. As she closed the door with her magic, she watched a small group of ponies setting things up and talking to another. helping each other with various chores. She watches Bonbon try to get another kiss from underneath the mistletoe, only to get one for Carrot Top and Raindrops instead. Looking around, Trixie raised an eyebrows and asked,
Wait a second. What are you all doing here? Don't you have your own traditions and families to get to?
The 5 mares all turned to look at the blue mare. Eyebrows arched, and then looking at one another.
Yeah, we do. And we're doing our traditions right now, Raindrop said, rolling her eyes in disbelief.
What? Trixie said simply. Larry chuckled. Spending time with our friends. We even wrote it down on our calendar. Decorations. Shopping.
Baking.
Then spending an evening with our family. Trixie began to stutter as she looked at the 5 mares in front of her.
You mean...
Dizzy smiled softly.
No ponies should ever be alone on housewarming. Least of all, our best friend.
Tears welled up in the element of Max's eyes, threatening to spill out.
You girls, I don't deserve you at all.
You're right, Raindrop said, walking up to Trixie, putting her hoof on the mare's shoulder and smiled.
You don't, but we love you anyway.
And with that, she gave Trixie a big hug. Dizzy joined the embrace with Dinky.
You may be a little rough around the edges.
Oh, little annoying at sometimes, Lara said, hugging Trixie with Bonbon. I didn't get egotistical and a little weird. Karen smiled and hugged Trixie with the others. But we wouldn't have you any other way, Shirley said, hugging Trixie tightly. But we know that if any of us were lonely or needed help, you would be there for all of us. Because you're our family, our best friend. Trixie held back the tears as she returned the embrace, happy to be with her friends on that day. She held them all tightly, and softly wept tears of joy onto her friends' coats.
What the tireless are we all doing, being sad and wishy-washy? Do we not have some traditions to make? Dinky nodded. You're right, the muffins to be done.
With that, the little filly ran to kiss it and opened the oven.
So, are they as good as I think they are?
Said asked Trixie with a smile as she walked to her kitchen.
See for yourself,
the little violet unicorn said, drawing him up in Trixie's way. Deftly, the blue unicorn grabbed the treat in her magic and took a bite.
While it is good, it just needs something.
With that, Trixie reached into her cupboard with her magic, pulled out some mustard, peanut butter, and some mayo. She then began to smear the unholy combination onto her muffin and took a bite. Much to the disgust of the other mares in the room.
Oh, it's better. Delicious.
After getting their taste back, the bears all walked to the living room. Bonbon taking the time to stand under the mistletoe and await a kiss from Lyra, only to get a quick peck from Terry instead. The ginger bear then winked at her earth-playing friend and walked to the tree.
Can I light it? No, allow me,
Trixie said with a smile.
Now, what's in all as I proceed to light this tree without magic? First, I'll wave a huff to gain power from the ancient ones that came before us. Then, let me kiss from the world's cutest assistant.
You made her wave a blunt kiss from Dinky, then tapped her hoof 3 times against the floor. On the 3rd tap, the tree exploded in a brilliant flash of purple, mid-green, orange, blue, jasmine, and light gray lights. A small group awed and cooed in fascination as they looked at the lights. Dinky looked at Trixie, her eyes wide.
How did you do that without magic? Magic, wonder, and the happiness of the season.
Trixie smiled as she looked at the top of the tree.
Now look, there's one light I forgot. A moon ornament I place on top of every year. If only I had a wonderful assistant to help me.
Dinky enthusiastically nodded her head, rose her hoof right to the topper, and grabbing the moon in her magic. Concentrating her magic on a small object, she carefully lifted it and slowly placed it on the tree. Much to the tears and applause of the other mares.
Great job, little muffin,
Dizzy said, hugging her little girl, pride coming across her face at her daughter's approved telekinesis. You see, this is why I like actually putting Trixie through some horrible challenges. It makes these moments to me feel all the more happy.
Thank you, Mommy,
Giggled Dinky into the hug. Dizzy ran to Trixie and hugged her.
Thanks, Trixie.
Well, now that the show is done, how about I get some eggnog and we can open presents? Said Bonbon as she left. When she came back, she stood under mistletoe to wait for Lyra to give her a kiss. Only to get one for Trixie instead.
I only did that because tradition.
Trixie snarked. Must have lied to everybody else there. Bonbon let out a small sigh.
A stupid tradition, I mean. What good has it done me? Does this mean I won't get a kiss?
Letter asked, standing under the mistletoe next to Bonbon. With an excited look, the base pony pushed her lips onto the unicorns and gave her a passionate kiss.
Hey! What's it over there? There are fillies present.
Trixie yelled. Don't worry, I promise we'll keep it rated E. Jumped Lyra as she gave her lover another deep kiss and walked back to the area around the tree.
Now, this is from me,
Kara said, handing Trixie the present. And silently, the unicorn began to look over the present to reveal the book within.
Longest day, longest night. Wait, is that me?
Trixie asked, looking at the book over the well-detailed cover. Looking closely at the cover, she traced her hoof along the image of herself in its brave stance.
I don't believe this. I know, Dizzy said. Somebody need a book all about us and how we became the elements. Not that. Look at the cover.
What about it? Raindrops asked, looking at the book.
They got my mane wrong! No pony in the world would have a mane this long, especially a magician!
Exclaimed Trixie, bringing out a mirror and looking at her two-tone mane.
Really now? Where did this Frank Frazetta get the idea that I look like this? And what type of mane is that anyway?
I heard it's a pet name for epic prose, Lyra said.
No matter, I still find it weird.
Frank Frazetta is the guy who does all these epic fantasy arts.
Yet I am greatly flattered that some pony out there has heard of all our adventures and decided to make a great novel out of it. I do hope that whoever this author is will have kept some of my more spectacular exploits for that day in here.
Trixie boasted with a smile, looking through the book. Raindrops leaned in to whisper to Carrot Top.
There'll be no living with her for a while.
Carrot Top giggled in response and handed Pegasus her gift. And so it went on through the night for the 8 mares. After they traded gifts, they all sung together, and while some of them sang better than the others, the feel of joy that came from beaming with each solo or duet was felt throughout the entire group. Trixie entertained the small party with tales that she had picked up from some of the libraries she had visited, while Cheerily offered stories of her past as entertainment. Throughout the night, the bearers of the ones they loved were warmed by feelings of friendship and family that kept them together as close friends. So aggressive and fun, they did not notice the time. Or did they care? Slowly, one by one, each mare fell asleep by the fire, until only one left was Trixie. Sipping on the last bit of eggnog, the blue unicorn looked at the 7 mares, sighed, and began to sing softly.
It's in the singing of a choir, it's getting warm by a fire. It's true wherever you find love, it feels like hearts warming. It's true wherever you find love, it feels like hearts warming.
Okay, so I have a love for the Muppets Christmas Carol. She then put away the empty cup, cuddled herself in between Dissy and Dinky, next to Raindrops who fell asleep under Cheerily. On the other side of the pony pile was Lyra and Bonbon, asleep beneath Terrace's forelegs, with Carrot Top asleep under them. Looking at each as he nestled in the pile, the pony was responsible for bringing them all together. The pony was once alone because he had pushed away so many others. The mare who had now watched over this close group of friends suddenly smiled and whispered,
I love you all. Thank you. Happy hearts warming.
And with that, warned by her friends who would never leave her, she fell asleep, protected at home.
I wonder where Luna went.
In a distant plateau, far away from the city of Canterlot and far off the Griffin lands, a blue alcorn stood alone. Looking up the starry sky, the alcorn at night sighed and turned away. See us coming. Why did you summon me, Luna? Corona asked, flapping her wings as she landed. Okay, there are 2 inspirations for this scene. One is from Holiday Nights, one of my favorite Batman episodes. there's an ending scene where Commissioner Gordon waits for Batman to come to a donut shop, and the two just sit around talking. I love that moment. There's another inspiration, and I'll tell you about that in a bit. This place, do you remember it? Luna asked, looking at the slow nod from her sister. It was always a place of neutrality for us both. A place where we'd go if we had a fight or we were mad at each other. We would cool off and then go back to each other. I know this. Get to the point! Demanded Corona. Luna sighed. As you may know, it's heartwarming back in Equestria, and I thought, just for tonight, we would forget all our hatred toward one another and share a gift. Here, I brought you a present. The blue alicorn smiled as the unicorn in the sun and took the present. Then she continued, It's a flower discovered in the evergreen. It's an eternal blossom. It's so called because it never wilts and it looks as bright as the sun. I thought you might like it. Kron just looked at the flower and turned away. I did not bring you a gift. Nor did I intend to. I just came here to see what you wanted. And all I see is you wanting to celebrate this paltry holiday. Do not call me again for such frivolities, sister. With that, the Sun Tyrant teleported away. Luna turned aside sadly, turning away from her sister. I stood and thought as... She was interrupted by a squeak. Looking down, she saw a little green animal with a white snout. A possum? Oh, what are you doing all the way out here, little fella? Luna giggled as she looked down, looking at the small rodent. Then she noticed that the little red ribbon around his neck and the tag attached to him. What is this ribbon on you? Luna taking the little creature close to her. She read the tag while undoing the ribbon. This rodent was found outside my door. Do something with him. I took note that he is properly trained, shot, and cared for. Do what you want with this thing, Corona. So Luna let out a chuckle as she held the little squirming creature up. Oh, aren't you the cutest little thing? I'm going to call you Tiberius. Come along, faithful pet. Luna said, putting the rodent onto her back and teleporting away. Some miles away, Celestia watched from a rocky outcropping inside. Happy heartswarming, Luna. Happy heartswarming. And with that, Corona teleported away. This is the inspiration for this scene. I love Bravestar, and my favorite character on that show is Tex Hex. There's an episode called Tex's Terrible Night, where we get some really good character development for Tex. At the last scene, after he's done saving his lost Lenore, he looks at the town on a rocky outcropping and goes, Merry Christmas, Ursula. Merry Christmas. It's a really well done scene, and I think it's some of Filmation's best. But, well, happy heartswarming. I know I normally do a review of it, but it feels weird reviewing my own stuff. I can't look at it objectively. Because when I look at it, I see the problems and my mistakes. So, I'll just let you guys talk about it. But, let me just finish this off with happy heartswarming, everybody. Next episode, the Grand Galloping Gala. I'll see you there.